the last thing I want to do right now. But I'm going to do it. It's day 3 of trying to get smarter. No, I mean, I did that on I'm doing that on the shorts that I'm doing as well. I just uploaded one. I actually kind of like how they're turning out. Quick little breakdowns. Helps me retain a little bit more information. And then just kind of look back at it, whenever I want to. But this is the book I'm reading. Again. It's good. I'm writing down hella notes. Oh shit. I'm writing down hella notes. So, I guess I'll just read a few things that I've learned. I'm just gonna get right into it. I'm not really gonna have an intro or anything about it. But I just started chapter 2. It's about 30 pages in? No, let me see. I got you. Yeah, about 35, 36 pages in. It started getting deep, and I was already breaking down stuff that I wanted to retain from the previous days. So once it got to a point where where I was okay with finishing to read it, or finishing the part that I wanted to read. Yeah. Or getting to a point where I was okay with being at, based on what I've kind of written down. But yeah. So it's called 12 Rules for Life, an Antidote to Chaos. And the way he breaks down chaos is it's pretty cool, actually. It's like the instability. It's the place. There's a quote, actually, he has. Well, the whole book is a quote. Chaos is where we are when we don't know where we are, and what we're doing when we don't know what we're doing. So just in general, just like instability, really. Way I could relate to that is so I'm 31, right? And I made a video about sorry for all the coughing, still trying to get over this cough. I made a video about 10 months ago, maybe something like that, where I said I'm 30 and I still live with my parents. And that was because I had quit a lot of jobs. I was pretty prideful about where I was mentally. I don't know. Like, I thought I was a lot smarter than people because I had those ambitious thoughts of succeeding. So I kind of immediately put myself over people because they didn't think how I thought, right? Like, for example, some people, or a lot of people, are okay with getting the 401k, staying at a job for 20 years. Even now that I'm in the military, I look at people that have kids, have a wife here, and they tell themselves, or early in their career, they tell themselves that they're going to do 20 years. Um, and I'm noticing that I'm just like, ooh, that's a long time, especially with like the ambitions that I have. Um, so like that's coming up again. But this time, I'm in a much better place to have those kind of thoughts because now I can kind of bounce back on having some kind of stability, right? And that's actually something that a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of creators always say is like, don't leave your day job for some kind of pursuit. And I found myself leaving a lot of jobs in my 20s and I would go in like DoorDash or like do Uber Eats even, which is like the same thing. Like I would kind of rely on both of those for my money, realizing that in that process my car was getting more miles on it. It was going to be requiring more maintenance. Uh, my paychecks weren't going to be regular. One day they could have been uh, depending on how many deliveries you would do that day, you could get $100. You get 250 on a good day, or like a snow day and like bonuses and stuff like that. But anyways, what I'm trying to get at is you got to have some kind of order. So I'm gonna just read a couple things, um, breaking down how chaos and order is. The like the antidotes, right? That's what the book is called, An Antidote to Chaos. So I'm just gonna read down a couple things. Chaos, order, consciousness is the process. Oh, hold on. So it's chaos and order. Consciousness is the process that mediates between the two. So before you transition to having some kind of order in your life, discipline, structure, you have to be conscious. You have to know when to make that decision. So that's going to be the middle ground. Chaos is the domain of ignorance itself. So the way I break that down is you don't really have an open mind to where you're at in life, chaotically, orderly. Like you kind of just do whatever you want. Actually, it's kind of funny. Little sidebar. So I have this tattoo here, and I got this probably when I was like 26, 27, and this was at the time. I guess it kind of relates now, since Bad Bunny performed at the Super Bowl. But this is some letters from an album. It's called Yo hago lo que me da la gana. So that's what that translates into is I do what I want. So now, looking back at it, I was almost kind of like regretful that I got the tattoo, but I'm sure a lot of people always have tattoos that they regret that there's a story behind. So I'm gonna just keep that, and hopefully I'll have a story down the line. Back to it. Chaos is what extends past the boundaries of discipline, which is just what I was saying, right? If you don't have any structure. chaos is going to, chaos will be born in that empty space. Chaos is where things fall apart, where your dreams die, where your career collapses, or your marriage ends after you find out that your wife is cheating on you. You know, it's just not a good place to be. And seeing from this perspective now, from a military structure, an Air Force structure, that's a good way to put it. So shout out Jordan Peterson. And then on the other hand, actually, one more thing. On the dreadful freedom part, a lot of people in the entrepreneur space, in the online creator space, always say like they want time freedom, they want location freedom, but you gotta have, I'm assuming, right, that they know where they want to go, how much time out of the day that they want to work. So you don't really have freedom. You just have the cognitive ability to decide what you want to put on your calendar for the day. It's just being an adult, really. I'm gonna just ramble on a couple things about order, and I'm gonna just end it because now it's getting a little bit lengthy. But order is explored territory, the structure of society, structure provided by biology. Order is tribe, religion, home, country. Order is the flag of the nation, the value of currency, the clock, your schedule, the calendar. That'll be order. When everything is certain, that's order. And this actually, this is a good place to end it. As a Christian, or I don't know, I'm kind of weird about that actually. I am a Christian, but there's something in my head that makes me think that I'm not really a Christian because I haven't been baptized yet, or haven't been like rebaptized into the faith again. But that's not what the Bible says. Either way, in the domain of order, things behave as God intended. And as a Christian, I love to hear that. So I'll end it there. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Appreciate y'all watching.